billions of dollars if they can buy anything. They would probably say time if they wanted to live any longer.
Right.
Time. That precious gift, again, that's not guaranteed. So when you say about that individual that wakes up mad, you're going to spend all day what? Mad? With another day.
Right.
A day. February 7th, 2017. You won't see this one again. 2017. You won't see this one again.
Right.
The next day, tomorrow, the day after that, you won't see it again unless your spirit has been here before or something like that. If you believe, if you jive with that, everybody don't, but I'm anyway. If you feel me, because you ever had deja vu?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
how did you
know that? How did you know that? How did you experience that? So again, how they say little child been here, they older than their time, or they, hey, maybe they are.
Right. Like an old soul, so to speak.
So we just never know. But again, that time. So does time end, or does it continue on even when your particular physical body go? I don't know. But all I'm simply saying is that while you have your faculties, while you have what you have been given, whatever it is, and on any level, you have the time. How are you going to spend it? Right? If you're going to spend that time complaining about a situation that you say you want to be fixed, you want to get better, but you won't put any time into fixing it, then you're going to spend your time complaining, right?
Right.
Because you won't put any time, as you say, Brandon, contributing. You spending the time into complaining. Which one do you want to be? A contributor with this time or a complainer of this time?
Right. And then looking for the solution, Go ahead, my bad. No, you're good. I was actually thinking also with dealing with time, you think about with children, you think about with relationships, with marriages, and going back to prison again. I mean, I've seen doing time. While I was doing time, you had like some of the female guards that was working there, some of them sisters there, they working there 8 to 12 hours a day in and day out, right?
Time.
And I've seen situations where some of them sisters came in unmarried, some of them was engaged, but you're taking in a 24-hour time, you got 24 hours in a day. So, and this was for those that's married and those that's thinking about getting married. You have to watch how you spend your time. If you spend quality time with your wife, if you spend quality time with your children, because take the kids, for instance. They go to school for 8 hours a day. Somebody else at school teaching them. Mm-hmm. When they get in from school, a lot of parents just want to fix them something to eat and throw them in front of the TV.
Right.
But how much time was you actually putting off in your child and teaching your child? It's the same way with a relationship in a marriage. Well, if you at work 8 to 10 hours a day, your spouse is at work 8 to 10 hours a day, and when you come home, you're shuffling through the kids, trying to get the kids situation. Well, how often do y'all, the two kids of the house, get a chance to sit down and engage in a conversation? And this is what started work-related, relationships. This is how this stuff gets started because time. You got two people sitting there looking at each other across the desk all day long. One of them is not getting the attention at home, but they know the husband might be at work or the wife might be at work. So the timing is very important and how to utilize it on a day-to-day basis. This is like every day. This is especially like for us conscious people. We're aware of these things, and that's why we strive. We strive so that for those for us that have wives, to try to keep our wives out those workplaces where they have to be subjected to someone else's authority, because we know what can happen. We're aware of the things that can happen because of time. So you have to utilize it right. You have to. The moment you snooze really could be the second you lose.
Yeah, you're right. It's a must.
Right on.
It's a must, my man. It's a must. You have to. You have to be thoughtful of how you use it. And I'm grateful that I appreciate that and I know that, because I've wasted time. I've devalued time. I've not cared about time. So this is not no beat down or beat up on anyone. This is I'm on this. I'm walking with you. Right. But then once you get the understanding and the belief and the appreciation of what time really is, you start balancing it, and you try to just really just do your best, man, with the time you given, because again, you can't do this again. You can't do it no more, man.
Right.
So again, it just becomes so important and imperative. You become laser focused. What's the best way to hit a target? Focus. You aim at it, target is done.
Right.
You spent your time, focus on a target. You know,
that's
it. It's a beautiful thing, man. It is a beautiful thing.
Yes, it is, man.
I love it. I love it. I love these discussions that we have.
I wanted to say, man, jumping in on that, it made me think about a few things. Like you say, man, I love these discussions. I remember Malcolm X once stated that he don't even respect a man don't have a watch. And it made me think about, he said because he don't know what time it is. Like Flavor Flav used to wear a big clock on his neck. They asked him, why you wear that clock? He say, you don't know what. He said, because I know what time it is, G, which he was using to play on the words, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, being conscious and aware. And, you know, if you think about it, just like, I like what Vincent, he was talking about, relationship, putting in that time, spending that time, because time is more valuable than anything. Because, you know, most relationships, that's what the woman say, you know, he don't want to spend time with me anymore. Or the kids, they grow up, he don't spend time with me anymore. He didn't spend time with me. And, like, once they grow up, well, that money wasn't enough because he just gave stuff to distract them. But I also want to touch on time, still dealing with time. You know, if you think about it, bro, and we sleep, most people sleep, and a lot of people sleep more than 8 hours. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of
people sleep usually 8 hours a day. You're working 8 to 12 hours a day.
Man.
That's, how many hours there? That's 16. It's only 24 hours in a day. You come home, if you dog tired, you know, you might eat, sleep, start over again. So really look at it, bro. Most of your time is sleeping and working. Think about that.
Yes, sir.
Sleeping and
Think
working.
about
Sleeping
that.
and working.
Sleeping and working. On that, chasing that money, and then you come to find out that, like you say, you start getting older. You say, "What have I done?"
Yeah.
Well, everything is in disarray. Like Vincent once said one time, no matter how much money you have, and we need money, but you know, if your children ain't speaking to you, or your wife ain't speaking to you, and this happens in the house. A lot, because you know we got to go to the root of this stuff. You know, we want to start. What is the solution? Fixing, working on us, and then it's working with our house. But if your old house is in disarray, it ain't gonna never be perfect. But you know, if you're wasting time and not spending time with your family, then what are we doing?
Right.
So you know we got to look at that. If you want to spend more time, that's another thing about relationships. A lot, especially younger guys. They tend to want to spend more time with the fellas than they girls. You know, which I think, to me personally, I think that's crazy.
Yeah. Can't get that time.
Like, hey man, they can't give me what she can give me. First of all,
can't get that time back, baby.
You know what I mean? But you hear a lot of young ladies when I go speak in prayer view, that's what they tell me, bro.
They want that time,
and that's their outcry. You know, these guys. You know, they don't want to spend time with me. They'd rather spend time with their homeboys.
But to get mad.
Lady who gonna conceive their babies eventually and all. Man, you gotta really think about this stuff. But I just wanted to touch on that from that perspective about time.
But to get mad when you don't spend no time. Gotta get it. You gotta spend that time, man. I mean, you know, that's the thing about it though, is that just because an individual is not giving that to that person doesn't mean that they don't want that. It doesn't mean that they're not desiring that, right? They just not getting it. And if they want it bad enough, they'll get it from somebody because, again, time. I ain't got time for that. I ain't going to waste my time anymore. It's time for me to move on. You did? So so you got to be, like I said, you got to be aware of it, though, man. And like I said, balance is important, and we've always struggled with that. And my encouragement to those is that, you know, just really just take account of it and just look back and see, okay, where am I false into the situation? What can I do better? How can we balance it out? And I mean, just be open and communicate again while we're awake, while we up, while we breathing, while we have this time. Again, we talking about it just steady clicking, it's steady ticking, right? So take advantage of those moments. And you say if you're not seeing each other a whole lot, should be a whole lot to talk about. Should be a whole lot of communication going on. So it really shouldn't be no miscommunication. It should be a whole lot of just catching up. You know, I'm excited about the conversation that I didn't have with you yesterday from all the stuff that was going on.
Right.
Time.
Right.
It's a beautiful thing.
Because there's not.
Go ahead, my bad, Vince. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I'm going to say, in that cause, like, you're dealing with those relationships as well, kids too, all of it. It also could come back and bite you because you take, for instance, to give an example, if if a person and their spouse is in an argument, some people can feel like they can hold grudges forever and walk around and not say nothing, but they don't realize if you let time constantly sit between you two, it will constantly pull you apart.
Yes.
So you have to be careful when you deal with that. It's just like, you know, when we was growing up, for those that's married and for those that's not in a relationship, you know, if you're having problems at home or whatever, don't go to bed mad. Don't go to sleep mad. Talk about that. Resolve that. Do not sleep on it. Do not sleep on it because you could wake up to a disaster. But if you talk about it, it might be some peace the next morning. You know what I mean? So time is just, like I say, time is like the essence of life. Because nobody knows the moment or the hour that we're going to clock out of here.
Yeah, you giving it, but you have no idea when it's going to just expire as far as we know just it right on there. This particular side.
Just right there.
Right. And I want to say, I like what Vincent said. And, man, I'm guilty as hell, too. I ain't lying. I'm serious, bro. Like, real talk.
Yeah.
Like, man, I can get so absorbed, bro. Right. Certain things. When I get locked in on a thing, bro, like me writing music or me watching the documentary and stuff, you know, just like some brothers watch sports, you know what I mean? It's hard, because a lot of times it just happens like that. Bro, they'll come in and mess with it. You know what I mean? I be like, yeah, but you know, like, when do you, because you really, the timing, right?
Yeah,
right.
Time.
I love you, but you had me at a time where I'm focused, and I wanted to say that, you know, it's just about, you know, listening and then understanding, because, you know, especially when men and women, we know we different, man. We're very different. Right. And it's just how it is. But I wanted to say that a lot of times, you know, we got to thank our women, especially for supporting us, especially like with stuff like this, you know, the speaking, other things we do.
Yes, sir.
Because, you know, it's coming time where we trying to make a lot of sacrifice. So that it's going to mean that it's going to take away from our family time a lot.
Right.
Because we're on a mission, bro. Really, we're on a mission. You know what I mean?
Queens.
Right.
Shout out to the sisters supporting brothers out here doing it. Shout out to our sisters, our queens, supporting us while we out here doing what we're doing. Thank y'all. We appreciate it, because I guess that's a beautiful thing.
Definitely.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah, man, we don't got to be real. We speaking from experience, man. All of us, man. We got to be real.
Right.
Definitely.
We got to be real with ourselves.
Well, you have to. It's the only way you can grow. That's the only way you can grow.
Right.
And then you have knowledge of that, and then you have knowledge of yourself, and then you're comfortable with the person that you are. And so you can confidently walk around and be who you are, because you know who you are. You know who you are, you know whose you are, you know where you're going, right? And so once you've established those things, then nothing else can really throw you off balance. And so with this time, you start understanding how to use it, how valuable it is, and then you start teaching others how to use it, how valuable it is. Don't waste it. You can't get these times again. You know, weight broke the wagon. What you waiting for? What you waiting for? You know, time. You ain't getting that back again. You know, procrastination. Why? You know, you think you got more time, and you think you guaranteed more time. You think you had a great day, it was that good, you guaranteed to wake up tomorrow. No, time.
Right.
You know, so utilize it to the best you can.
But the greater change, sometimes you better, you know, it can't wait. It calls for immediate action. And like I say, you know, what we're trying to do, a lot of times, because, you know, just like us doing this program, there's going to be times where, let's say our woman might want to spend some time with us. But see, we're trying to do something positive, so it happens like that, you know what I mean? And we think about the Martin Luther Kings, just think about Malcolm X and all these brothers. They just spending a lot of time, and we're not even, you know, on that level like that. It can happen, though. It can happen.
Right.
So a lot of times that's what draws relationship support, too, because you know, you're on a mission, and if that person is not understanding like that, and you grow apart a lot, you know, and it's not that it's a bad thing, it was just that season, bro. Sometimes it's a season. It's a time for everything. It's a season.
Yes, sir.
Some people in your life for a season, man, and it's not a bad thing. I don't look back on my life and say, I wish this